These are pretty cool little bells. I have turned some, not this nice, but I've turned some bells like that before, and they make really nice little gifts. And that, like he said, that's light enough you can hang it on your tree and it's not going to bend the limbs over. Some of these get a little bit heavy. That first one that's coming around there, that one's a little bit heavy, I think, for a tree. But I also have fixed the bottom on it where it can just sit on the shelf if you wanted to. Put a little flat area on the bottom, and it'll work really good. So, I know I've done boxes here for you guys before, and this is a box, all right? I just turned it round and threaded it, and Richard will appreciate threads, right? But two pieces, so you can put a little gift in here, you know, or whatever, and then screw it back together. My threads on this is not very good. This was soft maple, and the threads didn't come out just really good. I don't know if I can get it back.
More super glue.
I'll work on it.
I got it.
Well, it did on that.
More super glue. But that one, when it comes around, you can kind of see what I've done. But I've just turned a sphere, and then I've parted in with a small 1/16 inch diameter parting tool. Then I took my little 1/8 inch round over and made some beads on it. Ralph, you remember when you was out the house, we took that little 1/8 inch beading tool and put it on the side of your boat. So this one's got them all over the side of it, all right? And then I took a piece of Formica and I burned up on the inside of it so that you've got a darker line on the inside than there is on the outside. But that one will come around. Then I think I'm going to turn this this bird here tonight. This is kind of primitive art, they call this, but it's just a bird on a stick. I don't know what else to say about it. When we went down to SWAT, there's a guy from Jerusalem there, and he was probably the best guy with a skew I know, and he turned his bird in about 2 minutes. So quick that it make your head spin. He was with just a skew. I don't use a skew that much, but if you get interested, this is good practice for a skew. And like I said, it's what we used to call primitive art. I don't know what they call it now. Bird on a stick, I think. And I just set it on one of the little ring boxes that I had done on another demonstration that I blew up. So it's just sitting upside down on the bottom of the ring box. But those are pretty cool. I remember when I was so high, you know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, my mother had some glass birds, and they had liquid in the inside of them. They get hot, and they would just bubble in the bubbles on the inside of those birds. I always was fascinated with those. So I think birds have a place in Christmas, all right? I really did like them. So we'll turn that one if I've got enough time here tonight. So I think I'll get started. If I turn this light on, does that wash the TV out? Is it still okay?
Yeah.
So I've got a piece of Bradford pear that I got from Ralph Sawaski. Ralph, if you remember, he had a Bradford pear tree in the backyard, and it kind of got some disease and stuff. The roots started pushing up through his bricks. He just took it out. And I was lucky enough to get 2 or 3 pieces of it. He just had it on the back of the trailer and he was going to throw it away. But I made a cowboy hat out of it. And then I've got this piece here. We'll make a Christmas ornament tonight. So I think we got some pretty new people in here, right? Why don't you pull your chair up where you can see the TV a little bit? Can you see me? All right. So for you people that are new and maybe haven't turned that much, this is a roughing gouge, and they come in all kinds of sizes, and that's a big old 2-inch one there. I think that most of the ones you buy are probably somewhere around 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Those are more common sizes. But this tool is designed to work. See where I'm at. I think I'm gonna have to get out of low gear and get in high. Okay. Where am I in high? I am in high. Never mind.
The bird's like a jalapeno on a stick.
Do what?
That bird's just like a jalapeno.
So I'm just going to work this rough and gouge here, and I usually work at 90 degrees to the project wood, and I get it turned nice and round. Then I'm going to start tapering this side. And I'm going to turn it down to where there's a kind of a spool, if you will, out here on the end of it. And that spool will become the angle. We're going to make the angle to start out with first. So this is a peeling cut. So I've turned that spool down somewhere around an inch or so in diameter, maybe an inch and a half long. Get the fuzz off of it, bothers me. Then I'm going to take a detail gouge and I will turn what's going to become the angel's head first. I think I'm just going to back this up out of the way. Don't really need that right now. Can you see what I'm doing there? So the wood chips falling out of my hair here. So this is going to probably be the top of her wing along in here. Then I'm going to bring this size of diameter down to where it's about the size that I want her head to be. I think I got a little hair out right here. Turning the equivalent of a half a bead for her shoulders and wings. Now this has got a divot up there in the end of it where the live center was at. So I'm going to have to cut that live center off a little bit and cut that divot out. So I'm just going to flatten the end of it here nice and flat, get rid of that divot that was out there in the end. Then I'm going to increase the diameter. I used to try to talk and turn at the same time, and you can make a bunch of mistakes of doing that. So whenever I shut up, you know I'm concentrating, okay? So back to her wing here. And now I'm going to round down underneath her to her neck area, her chin and her neck. And then I'm going to round the top of her head over here. I don't know if angels are male or female or neither. I think they're neither, aren't they? Isn't that what the Bible says? Neither male or female. But I'm calling it a her, so I can talk about it. All right? Of course, Gabriel is a pretty mean guy.
Are you making a big bead and a little bead?
So I just turned basically a knob out here on the end. Can you maybe bring the camera back?
Yep.
Would that look better if you could bring it back this way? Does that help any?
Wait a minute.
Can you see that on TV?
Oh. Yeah. Hold on. We're gonna.
Now he's dizzy and he can't sit up straight. So I've just basically turned a ball on the end of that. All right? Can you see it? Kind of a ball. And now I'm going to go back now and I'm going to work on the wing, shoulder area. I think that's a little bit big. Then I'm going to kind of undercut it just a little bit. And I just kind of made a round head on the end of it, okay? Now I'm going to cut an ogee.
Will you tell me if I need to zoom in or out or change it in any?
So,
Okay.
can you see this right here on TV? So what I have just now done is what is the head, all right?
Have it down a little bit like this.
How about right here? So I just turned the head right here. That's the round section on the top. Now then I'm working on her shoulders here, and I'm gonna cut a little ogee for the tips of the wings back to her head, all right? So I'm gonna identify where the tip of her wing is gonna be, and I think I want it maybe right along there, all right? Hope I dropped the right tool. Oh, crap. I don't think I brought it. We may not make an angle tonight. We'll try. I didn't bring my cat's claw. It didn't get in the box. So this is going to look kind of like a little bell, about like the one that Don turned. All right, you see that shape right there on the end, kind of like a little small bell. Now then, I'm going to go back and I'm going to have to get rid of some waste wood back up here. And I'm going to create what will become, again, I'm calling the angel a her. But so, I don't know if I forgot my tool. I got to get part of it done with this. So I'm going to take a parting tool and I could blow it up real easy here. All right? Just saying, make an excuse for myself. So, what I'm doing is I'm undercutting this wing tip right here. You see that? So I'm kind of undercutting it. If I had my little tool, which I don't have, it would work really nice. See what this will do. Back up, Richard. Back up.
What could happen?
What could possibly go wrong with something like this?
You're making me nervous, Dwayne.
I'm gonna put it down. I don't want you to be nervous. So now I'm gonna create her skirt, or what should be her skirt. So I think the bottom of her skirt that's flared out too much. My little sisters used to put 4 or 5 cans underneath their skirts so they flare out. This angel's got at least 10. So I think the top of her skirt ought to be right. That look about right, maybe. There's no rules to this, by the way. Then I can take a sander.
You want this?
I'm going to lock this head in here. And I've got some 80 grit on here so it would work pretty quick. But I'm going to flatten this side of the belt. That didn't work so good.
Yeah, it tore it. Do
Did it tear it up?
do you have another one?
Probably not.
Let me see, maybe I can get it to work. Well, I'm gonna have to get it off center a little bit, maybe.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep, took off again. But anyway, I think, let's see it right there.
Get it down on this first flat. I'm gonna put it
So you see what I've done there now? I'm gonna flatten it just a little bit more because
That's as good as
I
can.
usually go back and just kind of flatten the face just a little bit. That'll work all right, considering that I didn't have the tool to undercut her wings properly. And I will flatten this side. Now I'm going to go back and turn it back on and set that down out of the way. Turn it back on and I'm going to clean up the skirt area because when I was sanding it, I put some flat spots on that on the skirt. I don't like that, so I'm going to clean that up just a little bit here. I wish I could undercut that, but I'm afraid I'm going to break her off if I try to do anything. So I'd rather have a finished product as to say, well, I shouldn't have done that. So we're going to stop right there. Redefine the bottom of the skirt. I'm going to take my roughing gouge and I'm going to make this more of a Christmas tree shape. So I'm just going to turn the kind of a, I don't know what shape that is, a bell shape maybe? Whatever it is, that's what I'm going to turn. And these look better if they're kind of scalloped out just a little bit, so that they're not exactly straight. So I'm going to make one kind of final cut here, slow and smooth. Questions though this part? No? Boy, I'm good. So now that I'm going to start to making these limbs. The cedars are kind of where they got all the limbs kind of coming out the same. So I'm going to come in here and cut this just a little bit. Found my sawdust, didn't you? So did Joseph. Sorry about that. So, first limb, then I'm going to come back now and define it. And we'll make a second limb Can you see what I'm doing on the TV? That showing up okay?
Yeah, pretty good, actually.
How many of you guys have seen Tom make his little flowers? Do you remember seeing that? So you know how you can take a skew and you can roll that backwards? I have never been successful with that, but I was out to Provo, Utah, and I took a class out there, and I went to Dale Nish's house, who was basically the owner of Craft Supply, all right? After I took a class out there, he invited us up, and somebody had made a Christmas tree similar to this, but they had rolled up wood back, and it just looked like limbs on a cedar tree, you know, really cool. I'm just not there yet. So I think, call that the end of it. Now, oops, killed an angel. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take my little spiraling tool. I think most of you use these or been around them when we were making tops and stuff. But I'm going to cut these limbs on this tree with this. So I'm going to slow my speed pretty much down as slow as it'll go. And I'm going to back this little guy up here a little bit. So, got some spirals in here. You see that? That will represent the limbs. Now I'm going to take it and get me an Allen wrench out of here. One down in there, I'm pretty sure. You know, you sit around the house and you think this through and you make 2 or 3 projects and you always forget something.
Well, that's the only one I see.
Yeah, that's
Is
one.
that it?
Yep. So if I reverse this tool, it'll make the spirals go the opposite direction on this next limb. Seal that back so those screws don't fall out. So there's a mark on this tool and it throws it off a center about 15 degrees, and as I roll it, can you see it there on that screen?
Yep.
I'm going to roll it now the opposite direction, 15 degrees the other way, and then I'll tighten it up, and we'll do this between every other limb. But I'm going to go ahead now, and I just wanted to show you that one time. I'll cut every other limb here now with this. Skip one.
You want me to pass this around?
Yeah. I think it's been around that. I'm not sure. So I've done every other limb. I'm going to turn it back now.
There you go.
Look, throw it on the ground. Tom and I did a class out at Autry, or I think it was maybe our last class, wasn't it, Tom, that we did Christmas trees?
Yeah.
Where's Tom? You're hiding, aren't you? Was that last class that we did out at Autry when we did those Christmas trees? Wasn't that a Christmas ornament class?
Yes, yes.
So now I've cut every other one. You can see the spirals probably on the TV there. So I'm gonna go back now and cut the ones in between.
And
And if I let this tool get up in here and touch the one just above it, it'll kind of tear it out and it'll make it look more like limbs, all right? So I'm gonna kind of do that intentionally here. Now I forgot where I was at. This one. Yeah. So I'm gonna take this now and I'm gonna get it started cutting my spiral. Then I'm gonna run it into the bottom right here. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's roughed up the edge of that. See how it's kind of made it look more like a limb? So we'll do this one the same way here. Now I'm going to get this one. About as slow as it'll go. Was it Charlie? Was that?
Is it showing on there?
Yeah, this is running about 650, 800. I'm on the high speed as slow as it'll go, which is almost 2.
It wouldn't hurt nothing.
Now, 400 would even be better. If you could get it down slower, you will make a better cut. So I'm going to go ahead now, and even though I'm going to cut this away, this waste wood away, I'm going to go in far enough that I can rough up the bottom limb there. So this will get cut off, but I just wanted to get in here so I can rough up that bottom limb. And I'm going to go through now and touch this with a little bit of sandpaper. Kind of knock the fuzzies off of it. What do you think?
Are you through with
Does that
this?
look all right? Yeah, I'm through with that. So
yep.
now I'm going to come back in here now with a little bit of colors like we use on the tops and whatever, and proceed to color about the last, maybe a little more than a half of that limb with a dark green. Mostly I'm just kind of wanting to get about the same material that I cut spirals on it with. I think I'm going to color all of that top one up to the angel's skirt area. Then I'm going to go back in here and get the bottom part of it. Now then, if I come back in there now, I'm going to use a yellow, and I'm going to go back up underneath the end of the limbs. This is going to kind of be like fake lights, all right? So if I come in here with a yellow, and I come right in here and brighten that up, I don't know if that's even showing up on the screen or not.
No, camera's not around enough to see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's kind of hiding back up underneath there. Then I'm gonna come back with a little bit of red and go just below the yellow. Just kind of lets it have Christmas looking stuff going on. All right? So I'm going to see if I can clean up underneath her wings. Everybody knows by now that I didn't have the proper tool for that. I may not be able to. So I'm just going to leave the angel looking like wood, all right? I think I'm going to cut that skirt just a little bit to clean it up. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit better.
Go down.
I was using my detail gouge there, Charlie. So I'm going to now get in here and I'm going to part away this waste wood. Let's see, maybe I'll run that over here. Yeah. So I'm just going to use a parting tool here. Hello. Wheel rust's not supposed to slip. But it is. I'm just going to make this little base kind of look like a terracotta pot, clay pot, like you would set it down and just fill it full of gravel or something. Almost didn't leave myself enough wood. And how about a red pot? I probably need to sand that a little bitty bit. And I'm going to part the whole thing off.
When you part it off, will you run a little bit of green underneath this one?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's the next one up.
That looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah, the next branch up needs it too.
I think I got the rest of them, didn't I?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
One more time. You catch it when it comes off there, all right?
Oh, we're there.
So I will clean this.
Where's that pocket knife you were using?
If you, on your sandpaper, if you're not using this Abranet stuff, it's really good sandpaper, much better than the solid.
So
Abranet.
that needs to be cleaned up.
Can we
I'll
get
need
that
to
here
clean it,
now?
and I'll take that home and clean it up
Oh,
later.
I just ordered it on the internet, I don't know.
So, we'll take a little short intermission, and while that's going around, is there any questions about how to do that? Pretty quick, right? I mean, what did it take? 15 minutes to make a pretty nice gift? And those, practically nothing on the price, you know, it's just, doesn't cost that much for that with a little bit of wood, at the very most $5, you know. And it's pretty handy. I kind of enjoy my